Hi everyone, back for episode 3 of my video newsletter. And oh my gosh, you probably have heard the buzz that the spring seller updates are out for eBay. And things are settling down a little bit, but it was quite an uproar last week, I must say. And there's a lot of things that are changing, mostly for the good as far as I can see, but there are some sellers being affected by some of these, and I can definitely hear the pain points. And I have been creating a series of videos to go through each of the changes piece by piece. So some of them affect some sellers, not all sellers, but that way you can pick and choose which ones to look at, which ones affect you, and let's find ways to make it all work and really make our businesses a success. You can find all those videos over on my YouTube channel, which to get there, you just go to youtube.com/user/the Danni app, or you can put the Danni app up in your little search box on YouTube and find me there. That's where also these newsletters do get loaded first, and then they do go on the website. But if you want to hear a later version, then those are going to be over on the YouTube channel as well. So I have an exciting announcement that I made last week, which I will get to at the end of this video. Amazon. I just want to take a step back. For Amazon has been like the buzzword for a while, specifically FBA. That's Fulfillment by Amazon. And a lot of Amazon users, sellers are fairly new to this, as am I. I just started in the fourth quarter last year, so about September, and really got into it and saw the potential. And I'm kind of going slow and steady getting my stuff in, because eBay is still my #1 place to sell my products, because I am antiques, collectibles, and those are generally not the place to sell things on Amazon. So I send in new unused items, or yeah, that's it, new stuff. That's what I want to sell over there, new stuff. Everything else goes on eBay for me. So I just want to take a minute to step back, because you're hearing a lot of people out there talking about making thousands and thousands of dollars on Amazon with FBA. And yes, there is that potential for sure, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's not even going to happen over a month. Is that a word? I don't know. It works. You've got to do the work, get the product in, make sure that you have a mix of both sell immediately stuff and what they call long tail stuff, which we'll go into really the details of that at a later time. But that just means stuff that takes longer to sell. It's going to sit there a while. A lot of new sellers are ending up sending in a lot of long tail items, meaning they have to kind of wait for the right time, the right buyer. And when that happens, you're not going to see the immediate rewards of sending product into FBA. So you need a real good mix there. But yeah, the FBA, I as much as I don't want to admit that something other than eBay works for me, it works for me. And if eBay had a fulfillment, I'd be all over it. So just if you're new to Amazon FBA and a lot of this stuff is kind of confusing you, or you're not seeing the rewards right off the bat, hang in there. It's going to happen. Just keep going, and don't abandon your eBay business to go sell on FBA. See, that was one of the things that I was guilty of at first, is really just spending all my time sourcing for FBA and sending stuff in. My eBay business did kind of suffer for that. So you have to keep your time and priorities where they need to be. So there is this phenomenon happening on Amazon called the race to the bottom. And what that means is, since there's only one product page, or supposed to be one product page, sellers are continually trying to beat each other on price to get the buy box. So what happens is you're racing to the bottom price, and that has some hazards to it. Margin is a very important thing. You need to make sure that you are leaving enough in there to make money on the products that you're selling. It doesn't matter if you sell it for $25. If you paid $24 for it, you're not going to make any money. So watching those margins and not falling into that race to the bottom is really important. A lot of automatic repricing programs are guilty of this. Don't fall into that trap. Like I said, slow and steady wins the race. So you need to just stick with your prices and watch things. A lot of times they come back up after those silly sellers get their stuff gone. If you got a good product and it is a good price, hang in there. So that's my word of caution for the week. So eBay. Oh, eBay. I'm kind of looking over here at my notes. Yeah, a lot of changes. But let's stay focused and keep our eyes on the ball, because what we're all there for is to sell stuff. So you need to really keep your focus on running your business. Yes, the changes are important, but also keeping your business going is important. So what's hot right now? There's a little page over on eBay called the eBay Pulse. And what that page does is tells you what is the hot searches of the week or the day or the whatever. This is a really good place to go look. If you're having trouble coming up with new things to go out and source, go over to that Pulse page. You can do in general everything on the entire site, get the top 10, or you can narrow it down by category. And I was really surprised to find that Hello Kitty is in the top 10. We had a class over at the OSI Rockstars with Terapeak, and we had the wonderful Denise Hogue. I hope that's how she says her name. Sorry, Denise, if I got that wrong. Love Denise. She's awesome, and she's from Canada, so I really love her accent. And one of the things that I've always done since my beginnings on eBay is kind of take a look at what other people are selling and see if I'm utilizing the right words, the right pricing. I have used Terapeak since it came out, and I'm a firm believer that the data they give us in the research is well worth the cost of the product. I have more than made my money by going and checking things out and made sure that what I was paying for things was going to give me the right amount of profit on an item. But Terapeak also has some really, really good research tools and gives those hot things. And again, going back to Hello Kitty. So I only have one product right now that is Hello Kitty, and it's these iPad 2 covers. Now, I'm thinking, even since last week when I wrote the newsletter and my article, I'm thinking iPad is a really hot topic this week with the release of the iPad 3. Now, what some sellers may not realize or be thinking about is iPad 2, which is what this case is for. iPad 2 is really not going to be old news, because people like me who don't have an iPad at all, guess what I'm going to go shopping for? I'm going to be shopping for an iPad 2 that's at a reduced price now that the iPad 3 came out. So with that is going to be people looking for accessories, cases, all things to do with iPad. So I just happen to have this product that not only does it have Hello Kitty, which is in the top 10 searches, but it's also got iPad 2, which is in the top 10 searches. Lucky. I'll let you know when they all sell. Need Hello Kitty? I got a few of these. So, what else is new and exciting? What am I forgetting? Oh, the announcement. Many of you joined me on this past Sunday evening, and I thank you. It was our premiere episode of Ask the Danny App Show on TalkShoe. And I have a wonderful co-host, Miriam Otto of the eBay Life blog and Blue Frog Shoes over on eBay. She is amazing. She sells mostly shoes and clothing, jackets, stuff that I generally don't deal a lot in. So it's a really well balanced show because you're going to get a little bit of everything, and it's interactive. We encourage you to send in your questions, send in your listings that you want critiqued. We're going to give out moves and ribbits. We have prizes, and it is just a whole lot of fun. We don't concentrate on the business side, the technical stuff. We are concentrating on the fun, the crazy stuff that sells, the score of the week, looking at your listings and seeing what we can do to make that sucker sell by the next week. We want to make this fun. I want to make this fun, and that's what the show's all about. So there is a place you can go on my website to find the show. So if you just go over to thedanniapp.com and go to the show page, there you can find the archives of the show as well as a contact form to send us in any questions you have. Happy to hear from you. And I think that's going to wrap it up for me this week. I got to get busy writing the next newsletter. There's so much happening. Great stuff selling too. So I'm going to have some really, really good stuff in this next newsletter, as well as talking a little bit about setting priorities. So we'll talk to you next week. Thanks, everybody.